Hello, everyone. Good evening from Australia. Very late in the day here. I have to be super quiet because everyone's asleep. But yes, welcome. This is, well, hopefully we'll get a reaction to the new Fantastic Four trailer. Not sure if we're going to be able to show it, but we will. We have some plans in place. I am joined, luckily enough, by someone else who's equally late. It's my friend Bo from Aussieverse. How are you?
I am so pumped for this, man. Like, I'm staying awake purposely just to watch this.
Yes, and it is. We are what 15 minutes away from the launch event, which I'm hopeful that we will see the trailer pretty quickly, so that we can all go and get our shut eye and ruminate, and then come back later this week and talk about it some more. But I'm glad to have you with me, mate. Thank you very much for joining. It's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for the invite, mate.
You're most welcome. I am going to quickly throw the other screen up as well, because I thought I'd celebrate before we get into it with this book, which you might enjoy given your penchant for omnis.
Penchant.
Penchant, yeah.
I like
let me bring it up so that you can see it a little bit clearer. Yeah, it's I don't have a Fantastic Four 1 with me. But I do have this, which is next best thing.
I've never seen this.
This is the Fantastic Four #1 panel by panel book, where someone had the bright idea to essentially recreate the first issue panel by panel.
Wow. Is this something they do for first issues or other? I've never heard of this.
I came across it randomly. The dust sleeve is fantastic. It features the cover, but I prefer the hard cover itself underneath the dust jacket, which is pretty phenomenal stuff, right? So I thought I'd bring this out to sort of celebrate, and we can refer to it. But yeah, I thought this was whilst if we get stuck for something to talk about, we can go through this amazing volume. And as you can see, it's got ads. It's got full page spreads of the Mole Man, and then what they show you.
So cool.
Yeah, it's really good, right? And then you get absolutely zoomed in art. So apparently the story goes, and this is how you'll get the background for the book. They took an old copy and essentially scanned it in, and then blew up the panel. So you get not only the first issue pre-printed, but you get these amazing sort of close-up shots.
Yeah.
So
wow.
Pretty good. So yeah, I had this a while now. Got it a couple of Christmases back, so I thought that would be an interesting one to share. Let me go into the chat and say hello to everyone that's with us. Hopefully, as I say, I'm not sure what we're going to do when the actual video comes on. What we might do, just to add a bit of, is watch it with the volume down and come back to you all. But I do have an interstitial page to sort of share with you all later. But let's see who's in the chat. Wonderfully and miraculously, always there. Christina Payne, thank you so much for being there. You are a legend. You are always around, and it's great to have you with us. Thank you so much for being here. We have Todd as well. Todd was in very early asking what my expectations were for this, and I'll ask you the same thing in a minute, Bo. I responded back with very hopeful and love the retro vibe, although some lingering worries based on the character changes, which we can talk about, and the alternate world multiverse setting of where they've got this Fantastic Four. So that's my concern, but I am super excited to see what they do, because I do think it'll be closer to the comics than anything else we've ever seen. What about you, Bo?
Well, first off, I'm curious with the sharing of the trailer, because as having my own YouTube channel, I always get concerned with what you're allowed to show and what you're not. But you see all of these trailer reaction videos all the time, so surely it's okay.
Well, I think it's edited, right? So as I say, I've got something ready for us, and I'll bring it up now so we can sort of see, so that if we don't get stuck with it. My plan is to go to one moment. We're having technical trouble. And I did think that fitted the vibe quite well. So hopefully we don't have to use this screen too much. But just in case, we are covered. So when you see this screen, folks, that doesn't mean that we are it's broken. It just means that we're taking care of YouTube so we don't get pinged. Because we're a very nice, respectful channel here. But yeah, let's stop that and turn that off for now because we don't need that right now. We need our beautiful faces.
I did just quickly Google while you were talking in the chat. There is a Spider-Man panel by panel that's being released on July 3rd.
Oh, excellent. For Spider-Man 1 or Amazing Fantasy.
Oh, yeah, good point. Amazing Fantasy.
Awesome.
Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. He first swung into the comics in Amazing Fantasy, 60 years after, First told in Amazing Spider-Man #1. Yeah, it must be Amazing Spider-Man #1, I reckon.
Spider-Man 1. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And to answer your question, it's very close to what you said. I'm extremely hopeful because I think after all the other Fantastic Four movies, Kevin Feige having such a penchant for Fantastic Four as well, I'd find it very hard to believe that they've made this movie and it's not going to be great. The only hesitation that I've got, like you and like many other people, is the alternate world, which if it was just the alternate world and that's how they're going to explain why they've never been in the MCU, that's cool. But the whole Robert Downey Jr. Doom throws me off because it's like eating a cake you don't like, like you love it because it's a cake, but you don't like the flavor. So you get this mixed feeling.
I think if they play Doom straight and Robert Downey Jr. doesn't, it's not a variant type thing of Tony Stark. Like, I think if they do that and he plays it completely straight and he keeps the mask on, right, then I think they've done it, right? But I struggle with it, same as you, right? I'm just a bit nervous about that. So, I mean, who knows? We'll see. I mean, Galactus, I don't know if you've seen some of the other footage. Galactus looks fantastic.
No, I haven't.
Yep, Galactus looks amazing. So yes, he like there's a scene or shot where he comes down to the building window and you can see Herbie inside, and he's full on Galactus, like God,
that just gets me excited.
So they've done that. So they've done that part right, but it's things like the Silver Surfer being Shalabal rather than Norrin Rad. I don't know why they need to do that unless they're going to pivot at a later point. It's just a few things like that not rankle, but just I get worried about.
I'm still in the hope. We'll find out whether I'm right or wrong. I'm still in the hope that the Robert Downey Jr. Dr. Doom and Shalabal are those versions from that universe. And yet somehow there'll be a proper Dr. Doom and a Silver Surfer. So maybe they're only in it for this movie. I just don't see Robert Downey Jr. sticking around as Dr. Doom. It just doesn't make any sense.
No, I tend to agree. I even wore my. Do you notice this? I wore my blue, still only 35, as in honor of the Fantastic Four outfit. Right, it's the closest thing I could find. I should get a still only 3.5, or just have the 3.5 on there with in the classic Fantastic Four logo. Guess who's here as well?
Who's that? Hey, if I dare say so, the most beautiful fan that you have. Sorry, Christina.
Well, we had to shout everyone out is in the chat. So this is, and again, I will not argue with you. You are
smart man.
It's good to see you. Todd's obviously Todd's very excited for it, which is good. All hell Doom. Yep. Very WandaVision. Yes, I think. Well, that's showrunner that's that's making it, right? So I think that's again good.
No. I think the WandaVision is a statement he's making on your screen that you put up.
Oh, I see. The sort of the test card. Yes.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm surprised maybe I'm not too surprised that Nate's awake. So, hello, Nate. How are you? I should actually put the link in the chat in case you do want to join. I'm not sure how long we're going to be doing this for. We as I say, it's pretty late here, but I will put it in to the chat if Nate, you're around and feel like joining. Let me just paste that in. So there you go. But lovely to have you, Nate. It's yes, as I say, a pleasant surprise. We weren't expecting too many of our stateside colleagues, given the time zones. I think 7 a.m. over in New York, and then 4 a.m. in
Los Angeles,
Las
Las Vegas,
California. That's some type of
5 o'clock Arizona, 6 o'clock California, Kentucky, Minnesota. I've got it all here.
Oh, excellent. Well, we'll soon see if we're 4 minutes away. So, as I say, hopefully we won't need to use the test card, but I suspect we will. I think with an edited video, you're a little bit easier to sort of stop and start. And I don't want to be, as I say, hit by the YouTube gods for picking it up. But we'll see. Any other thoughts on it, Bo? Because it's
yeah, I mean, I'm excited to see what these actors are like because I only know the Human Torch from Stranger Things, and I think I've seen him in one other thing, and I loved him in Stranger Things. I thought he was a fantastic character. And the Thing I've only ever seen in The Punisher. So
he's very good, and I've seen him in The Bear, right?
Right, yeah. See, I haven't seen that yet, but I hear that's a very popular show.
It's a very good show, and he's fantastic in it. It's going to be interesting because he has anger issues in that as well. So again, I'll be interested to see his take of Ben Grimm. I agree with you as well, Joseph Quinn. I like the idea of him being Human Torch, so that'll be Johnny Storm. I think that'll be interesting. I'm not 100% sold on Pedro Pascal because it doesn't feel like.
Yeah, you reminded me. Yeah, that's right. See, it's hard because I really try not to judge things before seeing things, and we know by now at our age that you can't trust trailers, you can't trust other people's opinions. You've got to make things up for yourself, right? And
yes.
We've obviously seen Pedro in so many things, and he's always been brilliant, but I just don't see it as Reed. So I'm hoping he's really great, which he will be regardless, but I'm just hoping it changes that opinion and we're like, oh, yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. And I think that, we've just put that comment up from Nate as well. Like he's saying it is a great series, The Bear. Vanessa Kirby, I think works well as Sue Storm.
I don't know her.
So I think she's been in a couple of things, but she's just, she just looks like a Sue Storm to me. Like that's how you do it. Okay. So yeah, I keep refreshing to see if it started. It hasn't started yet. We've got 2 more minutes.
You know what? One thing I do hope they do, and that is they power the Invisible Girl properly, where it's not just going invisible and a couple of force fields. Like she's so powerful, Susan Storm. She can do so much with her powers that I really hope they highlight that. Like being able to put invisible balls in your bloodstream and all that sort of crap that she can do in the comics.
I saw a very interesting thing today, which I did think was quite telling. So if you look at The Incredibles, right, it's pretty close, right, to essentially the Fantastic Four in terms of their power sets. So you have the strong guy with Mr. Incredible. You have the Invisible Girl, right? You have Elastigirl as well. You just have the fast guy rather than Johnny Storm in terms of the fire. So again, it'll be interesting to see how they play it out because that's probably the closest thing in terms of stylistically. That's almost like a Fantastic Four movie on its own. Like those, you could translate that very easily. So we'll see how they go. Other ones that go on.
No, I was going to say it'd be hilarious if they did, which I hope they don't do it, and that they wouldn't do it. I'm just being stupid. But have you ever heard? Do you know the comedian Norm Macdonald?
Yeah.
If you go to YouTube, there's like a 5-minute, like a podcast because you don't see anything; it's just the voices. but it's a skit by Norm Macdonald and a few other comedians. And Norm Macdonald is Reed Richards, and he goes to the Fantastic Four and he's naming them all, and he's going, Johnny, you can light up in fire. You're the Human Torch. And he goes, Susan, you can go invisible. You're the Invisible Woman. Ben, you this thing, so you're going to be the Thing, and I'm Mr. Fantastic. And it's this whole thing about them going, why are you called Mr. Fantastic? You're a stretchy guy, and you've named us all after our powers. Why are you Mr. Fantastic? And he's like, because it just works, you know. It's a really funny skit.
Have you? Can I hear it through your background? Have you got it on?
What, the trailer?
Yeah, I'm listening to. Oh, I know why, because it's playing on here. It's just started.
Oh, okay.
So it's.
So what are we doing? Are we watching it on our phones, or are we watching it on the screen?
I think we're safe to bring this up for the time being. I'm gonna bring this up because I don't think we're gonna last. I think we're gonna have to wait. So they've pulled a bait and switch on us. It would appear.
What do you mean?
I'll show you. I don't think we're in any trouble of getting. Let me show you. Share screen. This is what we've got.
Oh, it's another hour away.
It's another hour away. So I think we won't have a trailer reaction. We will have a. I feel this is our reaction.
Oh, no.
If you advertise something, advertise it and let it happen. Like, I feel like this is a bit of a bait and switch.
Oh, no.
I don't feel like waiting around another hour at like this time of night. It was a good idea.
I would love to, but it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah. So, you know, it's been great seeing you all. But yeah, like this is oh, you can never.
I'll be doing it as soon as I wake up in 5 hours.
Oh, well, it's good because it's nice that we can have a little brief chat about it. We can have a reaction to this, and my reaction is disappointment. I don't know what yours is, but it is somewhat saddening to see another timer for another hour.
And everybody join Aussieverse tomorrow for the actual trailer reaction.
There you go. We should do another one. We should do a trailer reaction too. Trailer reaction too. Oh, and I worked on that thumbnail for so long.
Oh, I'm so sorry. and the disruption part as well.
Yep. Here we go. Let's have a look at the comments. We've got. Look at Nate. Oh, come on, Marvel.
Oh no.
That's pretty poor form. Pretty poor form, Marvel. Oh no. So, in an hour's time, ladies and gentlemen, you'll be able to see this wonderful event, and we will be there to cover it, not live, but very much asleep. But thank you for joining. For those of you that did join, it's been fantastic having you with us. And
what's your favorite Fantastic Four run?
I'm still. Everyone. I have to go Jack Kirby, Stan Lee. Like I have to. But then there are two runs that really stick out for me. There is the John Byrne run, which I thoroughly enjoyed. And then the Walt Simonson run, actually.
When was the Walt Simonson run?
That was, I believe, from memory, around 340 something.
So after John Byrne.
Yeah, it was only about 12. Oh, was it 12? It was like 16 issues, 17 issues, something like that.
Okay.
Drawn by what? Oh, actually, he did longer, but then Sal Buscema took over. So he drew the first lot. So he invented the Time Variance Authority. He introduced that.
Okay.
So that's his run. I'm going to turn this video off now because there is nothing to show you. But yes, so much for the trailer reaction. I feel like we should bring back the test screen just momentarily, just to get, because this is actually very much what's happened. Hope you enjoyed that, folks. But yeah, no, it's as I say, I'm looking forward to it tomorrow. I will wake up in the morning. I will not be doing a video. I will do a video probably as part of the Merry Monday Mail Call on Monday to chat through it. But I'm sure everyone will be chattering and talking about it next week, or this week anyway. So
you better change the title of this video.
Yeah, it'll be like trailer disappointment. I think we'll change it.
Trailer disappointment actually will give you a lot of clicks because people will be like, "What's wrong with this guy? Why didn't he like that trailer?"
I think I'll put one of those little banners at the bottom, which will go trailer almost reaction. So yeah, I'm gonna have to change it now and just like, oh gosh, such a shame. But yes, poor old Marvel. Well, not poor old Marvel, but poor form Marvel. Poor form. So what's on for you this week, Bo?
This week, let me check my calendar because yes, I am one of those people. I can't remember anything. On Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Australian time, you need to work Melbourne Australian time. We have a comic creator coming on that Sharif found. Kurt something. He does these books where he's done a parody of Superman versus Doomsday, and it's like 6 issues, and it is freaking hilarious and violent. So Sharif just bought them, and I said, get him on the show, and he messaged him, and he said, yeah, so he's coming on this Saturday at 10 a.m. That's all we have for this week, but I will give a shout out for next weekend. We have Philip Rossett coming back on the show for his Omnibus Kickstarter at 12 p.m. And then the very next day, while you're at the Caulfield Toy Fair, we have DM Ray coming back on the show for his Kickstarter at 12 o'clock the next day as well. Both shows will be live.
Awesome. Look who else is in the chat. Our friend Sean from Czar's Collectibles and Comics. I always get it wrong. I always go comics and collectibles, and then it's actually collectibles. So Sean, let us know in the chat. What is your weighting? Is it collectibles or is it comics first? Always interested because I would be weighting it comics and collectibles in my mind.
Oh yeah, Claudia, that's right. Sorry, Friday we're also uploading. It's been 9 months since Sharif has had an episode of his Custom Corner, but he has a couple ready to go. So this Friday is the first lot that we'll be uploading of Sharif's custom bound books.
Very good. Looking forward to that one. I haven't actually watched one of those, so I will go and check out the back catalogue and see what
he's an absolute master, man. Absolute master. I don't just say that because he's an Aussieverse. He actually gets me jealous. The books that he makes look like legit, proper books.
Let's bring this back up for 1 second again. I want to just it is very frustrating.
Is there any noise? Any sound?
There is. Can you hear it?
Oh, okay.
So it's just like a control room. A pretty good idea if you had managed everyone's expectations and set that an hour before the launch.
It is only 51 minutes. Surely we can stretch it out.
Yeah, you and me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look. As I say, I think it would. This will be my commentary about this whole launch thing. It would have been great for them to do this an hour earlier as the lead up, rather than we'll make us wait another hour again.
But then it'd be a 2-hour clock.
No, but I think the point about it is going, why not have if you put a time down, if someone said to you, I'm going to meet you at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
Right? And then they turned up and said, oh no, just keep watching the clock. It's another hour.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
So that's my, this has already left a bad taste in my mouth and doesn't really fill me with much hope. So I think this is a bit of a miss by our friends at. I actually think this is quite a shocking situation to find yourself in, that you have to wait for another hour.
I'd be interested to see the live comments on that thing right now.
That's true. That's a good point. Let's have a look, see what they're saying. This is boring. Houston, we have a problem. This has given me anxiety. So it's not being well received, to be perfectly honest. So yeah, the
wow.
comments are shooting past. I think I don't think this has gone down very well.
Claudia again has reminded me, where would I be without this woman? I'm actually working from home tomorrow, so I don't have to get up at 5. I can get up at 6:30.
Oh, well, that's good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe I can stay up and watch this. You can go
Well,
to sleep, take over your show. That's fine.
you could take over the show. You could. You could exactly do that. And so it's an Aussieverse and still only 35 cents collab. Let's see how we go. I mean, I don't. What are we going to talk about for 40, 50 minutes?
Fantastic Four.
We need Cliff.
We do need Cliff. Yes, we need Cliff. Message Cliff right now. I'll message him.
Yeah, it's. I think won't he be asleep, or he's on that side of the world.
He's gotten up at 4:30 in the morning for me before.
Oh well, there you go. So yeah, look, Fantastic Four. Look, what should we talk about? The other characters. We didn't get round to that. Let's talk about the other characters that we had.
I'm just sharing your StreamYard.
So we had. So the other characters is Ralph Ineson, who's playing Galactus.
Who is that?
So he was the voice. He's got one of these deep baritone.
Oh
voices.
yes, I do know who that is. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
I think he's in Game of Thrones, and and he's playing Galactus from a voice perspective. So that'll be pretty good. Malkovich. Go on.
Do you have any pictures or stills that you could put up of Galactus?
I
haven't seen it.
Let's have a look. Galactus, Fantastic Four. Let's have a look.
You were about to say Malkovich is in it as well?
John Malkovich is in it.
I wonder who he's playing.
Let's have a look. Oh, here it is. This is the one. Let's see if we can bring this up. Okay, we'll see if I can share this. Not sure. Yeah, it's not that. Oh, actually, maybe it is. It's pretty clear, reasonably clear shot from someone.
Christina loves that Pedro.
She does look Pedro. Yeah. She put that comment in when we first began the stream. And I do appreciate. I think he's a great looking guy too, right? But I just don't think he's Reed Richards. So there's your Galactus, apparently, looking in.
Ooh.
So that moves. He moves down the screen, and then his eyes look in the building.
Wow.
So they've got the scale right.
He's definitely not just a cloud in this movie.
No, he's not the cloud. He's an actual real thing. So it'll be interesting to see how that one turns out. Ralph Ineson as Galactus. John Malkovich is in it, but they don't know who he is. But they're rumored that he's going to play the Red Ghost.
The Red Ghost, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, really strange one. Really strange one.
Will he have his apes?
Well, that was the other thing, right? Will he have his apes? Because they are also having Mole Man in there, so they've got
you have to have Mole Man. Yeah.
So Mole Man's in, which is good.
What is playing Mole Man?
No idea. And so as I say, it seems like there's a lot of characters, and it feels like they'll stick pretty true to the original, origin story and how that all comes about. But we'll see. As I say,
John Malkovich will be Herbie.
Sorry,
John Malkovich will be Herbie.
No, surely not. Well, we'll see. I've actually bought a few copies of the Herbie thing because I think that's how they're going to do their merchandising for the most part, right?
What do you mean the Herbie thing? What have you bought?
First appearance of Herbie.
Oh, okay, right, cool.
I've got a few of those because I was like, you know what? Got them pretty cheap, and I thought they would be good to sort of spec on. But
do you know when the first appearance of Kalex is? Because I just realized that's going to be in Superman.
First appearance of Kalex. Let's have a look. Is it Kalex though? I don't know if that's been confirmed.
I don't think it has. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Man of Steel #1 by John Byrne again.
Oh,
by John
really?
Byrne. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it would have been earlier than that.
Yeah, it's He's the caretaker of the Fortress of Solitude.
I'd love to see what the prices are before and after.
Yeah, I hadn't thought that was the key because I've got that one as well, and because I love the John Byrne. That John Byrne one is fantastic. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I am excited. I just, as I say, it'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. But I do love the retro vibe. That's the one thing that's got me really interested here is how they're, the rockets are very chrome 1950s, 1960s styling, and the TV sets are like Bakelite, and so they've got that bit right. The other thing that I really like is the score.
I have no idea what the score is.
So there's I can't play it because I have checked that was probably, but there is Michael Gachin. I can never say his name.
What has he done before?
Goacchino. He directed Werewolf by Night.
Okay.
That piece, but he's traditionally a composer, so he's done a lot of the music for MCU. He's doing this, so he composed all the music for Werewolf by Night and directed it. And I can't remember. Let me see. I'll find his bio and I'll tell you. He's done a load of stuff, right? He has done. Let me find it. Try spelling it correctly, Dave. That would be good.
Well, it's a hard name.
It is.
See if I can see when Cliff was active last. 11 hours ago. That doesn't bode well. On Facebook, anyway. I sent it to him on Instagram too.
Well, that's all good. We can muddle through, I think. Let me just see. Here we go. Giacchino. Michael Giacchino. And let me grab his name, copy it, and then we'll find out exactly what other pieces he's done. Give me 1 second. Talk amongst yourself.
That's all right. I'm here and I can talk. Do you like my Green Goblin shirt, everybody out there? This was a present from Single Issue Steve that he gave me. What a legend, huh?
Thanks,
Green Goblin's not in Fantastic Four, but he could be.
He could be. Oh, look who else has joined us. It's
Vogs.
How are you going, Vogs? Great to see you, mate. Welcome to the show. Unfortunately, we don't have a trailer to react to. We have been reacting to the fact that there is no trailer to react to. So we apologize in advance for the misleading title. We will change this to put trailer almost reaction. And we'll come back and do one at a later stage. Michael Giacchino did the soundtrack to Up, Ratatouille, The Incredibles, Coco, Star Trek Into Darkness. He did the Batman. Yep. He did the Batman. He did No Way Home. What else did he do? Oh, God, it goes on forever. Yeah, all the Spider-Man movies. Jurassic World. Doctor Strange. Yeah, he's got quite a litany of films.
I can't believe I haven't.
Star Trek. He did Star Trek. The new reboot. So yeah, he's got a decent Speed Racer. He did that one. So
Hi, Bo. Guess what, Bourbon? What are you talking about, Vogs? I feel like that's a joke that I've forgotten about.
What's he saying?
Hi, Bo. Guess what, Bourbon?
Oh, guess what, Bourbon? What he's drinking?
Oh, okay.
Drinking bourbon.
Wild turkey.
Anyway, mate, I may call this one a quits and try and I don't know if you want to hang around. Huh?
You're going to give up on everybody that's here waiting for you.
Well, let's see. I mean, it is a lot. My cameras are probably going to die.
I'm just trying to make you feel bad. That's all, and it's working.
Oh, I blame Marvel giving us the wrong time. Well, not giving us the wrong time, just setting unrealistic expectations. So Let's have a look. We've got 40 minutes to go.
Yeah, that's just, not long.
Oh, it's pretty poor form. I'm looking at it now again, and it's like it's just stay tuned. 40 minutes away. So yeah, I don't know if I expected much, but yes, I think maybe we will. Huh?
Are they going to have the kids in it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Not my understanding, anyway. I mean, again, they could, right? But then,
They couldn't.
I just feel like the problem we've got there, though, right, is that you really do need the kids because, they're going to have to age pretty quick. Like the whole thing with Franklin, he needs to be a baby. Like, but it depends on where they are in the relationship, right? Like they're married and they have kids. You could have baby Franklin already, like not baby Franklin, but the sort of like toddler Franklin.
How funny would it be, and would it set our world on fire if they did this, that the whole MCU was in Franklin's pocket, as in the marble in Franklin. Franklin had created the MCU, and then with the Fantastic Four coming out into the other universe, that's the real MCU that we've never seen before. That has X-Men, Fantastic Four, everybody else.
Who knows? That could be it. I mean, again, there's so many ways they could go. The problem they've got is it's getting too convoluted now, and that's my concern. Yeah, like I mean, they're not going to reboot the whole thing. Like they've spent all these years building that universe.
Yeah, no, they won't. But they see. I've always wondered when they killed Iron Man and Captain America got old, why they just didn't get variants, and have a new Iron Man and have a new Captain America. I get giving Sam the mantle for a bit, fair enough, but how do you go with an MCU without your actual Captain America and Iron Man? That's never sat right with me.
So it's like what they've tried to do, which is replace them with carbon copies that are either younger or a variation on the character. Like, don't introduce variants, just introduce Riri Williams as the de facto iron thing, right? And it just doesn't work because they're just shallow reflections of the core character. And it doesn't work in the comics unless it's someone like Miles Morales. But even then, it's Peter Parker is still the original, and in my mind, the best, right? Because that's the character we've all grown up with. And I love Miles, but it's not Peter Parker, right?
Yeah.
So, and I always struggle with that. Like there's no the thing about Peter Parker, and again, you're a huge Spider-Man fan, right? It's the problem I always find with that is that Peter has a reason to be a hero, right? Like there is a driving force that makes him a hero.
Yeah.
And that's the piece that's important. Like I feel like that's the piece that's missing, right? From Miles has got a reason, but sometimes it's not as strong enough. It's not as strong as he let down Uncle Ben, like that.
No. And it's true. They tried to give it to him by killing Peter Parker in the Ultimate Universe, and that was his moment. But you're right. And to be honest with you, I mean, this should say a lot. I read absolutely everything to do with Spider-Man and Venom, whether it's good or bad. But I have not read Miles Morales Spider-Man for the last probably 3 runs. I always plan to, and I say I will, and I'll catch up on it, but I just never do. And now, have you seen Miles's new power that he's got?
No, I have. I don't honestly don't follow. I've given up on all the Spider-Man titles, like except for Ultimate Spider-Man, because
fair enough.
They've just
Miles. You're probably aware that he has that electrical venom blast.
Yes.
And again, I haven't read how this actually happened because I only know because it happened in a crossover with whatever. But Miles can now somehow use his electrical current force thing and make a sword. So he's now always got an electric sword that he fights with. And my first reaction was, oh, that's kind of cool. But then it's like, why would Spider-Man ever need a sword? Like, it's just, I just don't get it.
Yeah. I think, and this is the challenge, right? Like, that's my point about it getting too convoluted. Like, there's no need to constantly reinvent to that extreme, right? Like, I get it. Think of something else. Like, what they did well in the 80s was like they challenged them with different things, like the symbiote suit, for instance.
Yeah.
Right. Like, it wasn't necessarily a new power set. It was just a new challenge. Why was the suit doing this type of thing?
Yeah.
And then, they didn't necessarily, it makes sense with someone like Iron Man, right? Who can invent this stuff and think about different designs. That makes sense, but it doesn't make sense in sort of, he's not like Jean Grey and just died and been taken over by the Phoenix Force, and it's like a good example is the old classic when they introduced secondary mutations for the X-Men.
Yeah.
Which made no sense to me. It's like, okay, the whole idea of the mutation is that it's a singular mutation. And sure, you could have multiple, but it was just like used to sort of give every other character a crutch to sort of rely on in case of like the storytelling device that they couldn't get around.
So the second mutation thing never really bothered me, but I don't like, if you're going to make another Spider-Man, I guess, and you want to make it different, fair enough, you do it from the first get-go, where like Miles has a Venom Blast electrical thing because it's different. All right, cool. But don't 10, 20 years from now, all of a sudden he's got new powers. Because with a mutant, to me, it sort of makes sense, I mean, not that I'm a scientist, but if you've got a mutation, it's plausible that you could maybe get a second mutation later, but not with your regular superhero.
Yeah, agreed. It's crazy. We've got a couple of comments in the. We've got our man Tate Prime in the house. They keep playing the NASA thing, but doesn't work. Yep, exactly. We're reacting to the fact that there's no trailer, Tate. It's very disappointing, but we'll see if we can make it. Unfortunately, my camera may die, so we'll see how we go.
Half an hour.
Half an hour now. And Comic Cap Collectibles is in the house too, so that's good to see. Welcome to the show. A sword that is weird as something else. But yes, it is totally very strange. Who else do we have? Marcus is here. Circumstances, how are you doing, sir? What's up? Good to see you. Hopefully you're as disappointed as we are that they're late to the party with the Fantastic Four trailer. As we were just saying,
everyone, let us know in the comments, who is your favorite Fantastic Four character? I want to see who wins out.
See who we get. Could that? Well, let's broaden the scope here, Bo. What's your Fantastic Four character across the board? So not heroes and villains. Yeah.
Hang on. Sorry, your question is who's my favorite member of the Fantastic Four?
Well, you can do that, and then you can give me a character throughout the entire
board. Okay. Look, because I'm a Spidey fan, it's hard for me not to love Johnny Storm because I've seen so much interaction between those two. But I've also got a soft spot for Ben Grimm, man. I really love those two. Which is why whenever there's Fantastic Four issues with just those two, I kind of really dig it.
Yeah.
But as far as characters across the board, you know what? You might hate me for this, but I really like Valeria, and I do. Yeah, I do, at least in the early days anyway. Now she's pretty generic, but with her whole relationship with Doom, and the stuff that she used to get up to back in the older days, yeah, I really did like her. I'm struggling to think of other characters in the Fantastic
While
Four
you're doing that,
universe.
I'm going to bring up a couple of comments. So we've got a couple here. So Marcus, basically, She-Hulk is mine. So I think that's a good one. That's a. I'm not necessarily. I would take Thing over She-Hulk any day. I think She-Hulk is a great character. But yeah,
We
Thing
need to
is
clip
Ben
that.
Grimm.
Could someone clip that? He would take Thing over She-Hulk any day.
Absolutely. And then what we got here? Spider-Man, lol. Seriously, Ben Grimm. Yep, Ben Grimm. I look. I think that's the whole point that Ben Grimm was so popular, right? Is and as the Thing, and that's why I think a lot of people are stressed about the whole how they've done the Thing in all the movie adaptations so far. Like I've
Yeah,
got real high hopes for this iteration.
yeah. Who's
Um,
who's? How did you think? What did you think of Thing in the last Fantastic Four movie, where the last one that came out? I'm struggling. Not the Jessica Alba ones, the other one that they did.
yeah, the F4 thing. That was a
Yeah,
terrible, terrible movie. So I hated the Reed Richards implementer. I actually,
yep,
I tell a lie. I liked the idea of how they explained his powers
yep,
for Reed Richards, but a lot of the way that they handled it again was just poorly done. I
yep,
quite liked the Thing, the way that they delivered it, right, in terms of the character, how it looked.
yep,
And I did quite like the mutation, like when he becomes the Thing, like just what he completely weighted down on the floor and couldn't get up
yeah,
and had to sort of break through the rock to like I quite like that, but it was just too dark. That whole thing was just too dark, and the whole dynamic just wasn't right. Right? It
yeah.
just none of it was right.
Well,
Um,
my favorite villain of all time is Doctor Doom.
oh,
Bar
that
none.
Doctor Doom in there is terrible.
Doctor Doom in every one of them has been terrible.
Oh, I actually quite like the Roger Gorman Doctor Doom.
Oh yeah, okay,
That
fair enough,
the
fair
one
enough.
they did that was never released, that was
Yeah,
shelved.
okay, okay,
He's
fair
as
enough.
camp as all. He's as camp as
Yeah,
everything, and he plays it perfectly, right? Um, and again, I think that even for the fact that that was super low budget, it still looked reasonably good for its age. Like,
yeah,
they did it on a shoestring, but even the thing in that looks okay.
yeah, okay,
Um,
fair enough.
you know, I I thought they did a good job with the Silver Surfer,
Yeah,
right? When they
that
did
was
the
great.
return that one,
That was
but
great.
then they ruined it by having Galactus be that dodgy cloud.
Well, look, my argument with the Fantastic Four 2 is the same as the Green Lantern movie, and I know that people generally don't like that Green Lantern movie, but I actually did. The only things that I didn't like about it was Parallax at the end being like this giant fart cloud, which was the
Yeah,
same as Galactus. So
same thing.
if they either I was going to say if they didn't do Galactus at all in that movie, then it would have been good. But the whole movie was about Galactus coming. So if they did Galactus properly, and if
Yeah,
Parallax was actually Parallax, then I think those movies would have been fine. The only other thing I didn't like about Fantastic Four 2 was that it had a really short runtime. But
yeah,
apart from that, I thought they were both very good. I
yeah.
think everything in Green Lantern was great, I thought. And
Yes.
now going back to your favorite characters, I was looking through all of them, and really with the Fantastic Four, they've really encompassed nearly the whole Marvel universe. But one stood out to me. It's my favorite Herald of Galactus, and that is Firestorm.
What is it about Firestorm? Because I know that Spidey's got the Mad Spidey has that same.
Well,
A
I
lot
don't
of
know what
people.
his is, but for me, the reason why I love Firestorm is because when I was a kid and I was reading Marvel Tales, which was the reprints of Spider-Man, I didn't know they were reprints at the time. Obviously, I was just reading Spider-Man comics. But there's a 2-issue story where Firelord comes to Earth to do something I can't remember what, and Spider-Man is the only one in New York around to stop him. And
Hmm.
Spider-Man knows that he's way overpowered.
I know
And
the one. I know the story.
yeah,
I read that one. Yes, as a kid.
yeah, and Spider-Man beats the crap out of him. Well, I don't know if he beats the crap out of him actually, but on the cover anyway, I remember the cover and he's just beating the crap out of Firelord. But anyway, he beats him, and there was something about Firelord in those 2 issues that just made me love the character. And every time I've seen him since, I've just really dug him.
Yeah. Oh, I think that it's interesting how you get first introduced to a character.
Yeah.
And it's funny. So I will go if I have to really call any sort of character that started off in Fantastic Four, it would be Adam Warlock.
Okay.
And I also I have such a soft spot for Galactus, right? Which is what just how fantastic that character design actually is. Can't, as I say, that's why I'm super excited about the new movie, because it will finally give us the Galactus we've all been waiting for.
Well,
I just hope we don't get it. We don't see us. Oh,
one of the best things I ever bought was that Galactus builder figure. I remember when this came out, and I'd missed all the figures to get the pieces.
I'll make you big.
And I bought that on eBay, the whole thing together.
That's awesome.
I don't know how common they are now. They might be, for all I know. But yeah, man, I just love it. Like I really, really love this figure. I've always wanted to get big, giant statues of things, which I think we all do. But this is the closest I've gotten. I mean, I've got a couple of big things, but this is one of my bigger ones. Yeah, I love it. So to see him on the screen, fantastic. Yeah, pardon the pun.
I'm trying to think what else I've got here. Oh, actually, I have this, which I can show whilst we're chatting through stuff. You can see it in the background. Talking of Adam Warlock.
Ooh. Yep.
So I'll make myself big for 1 second. So you
and a 9.6 as well.
Big story behind this one. And I think I covered it on. I don't know if I actually did. Maybe I did cover it when I did Only Slabs with Rob and Chris. I bought this raw.
Oh, okay.
Off eBay, and from memory, I think I paid $100 US.
Oh, nice.
And it arrived, and it was stunning. So CGC cleaned and pressed it, and yeah, it got the 9.6. So you can see it's an old label. I've never thought to resubmit it. It's got a little bit of a tear that I think they did when they cleaned and pressed it.
Oh.
But they still gave it the 9.6 because it's tiny, like tiny issue, but it's beautiful presenting. Super happy to have that.
Yeah,
Marcus is right. 9.6. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. When it came through, I was just blown away. But I had high hopes for it anyway when it first came through. 9.6, bloody beautiful. Yes. Yeah. And again, having a Fantastic Four that age, this is 1967. Yeah, that's just great to own. So
do you know Todd? He's got some great books.
I've come across Todd a couple of times in the chat, I think, but I haven't actually. Yeah.
No, he's got some great books as well. Yeah, very nice guy.
But yeah, that's a pride of place. I need to get. Is there an FF1 sketch variant blank of the original cover? Like they do those.
I reckon there would be.
I'm going to check. I'm going to check.
Yeah.
How long have we got? Let's see.
Hopefully we have 20. Hang on.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay.
So if my camera dies, Bo, I will hand over. You'll have to keep things pumping off. Turn this one off. So worst case scenario, I can turn that one on, and we can use that. We can use that. I
can't believe we've actually done this. Like I was just teasing you. I didn't think we were actually going to do it.
Well, you made me feel guilty, so I can't go anywhere now. And we've got 10 people, 11 people watching, so we can't disappear on them, right? We can't let the team down. And I do want to be able to react to this trailer at some point. maybe we'll show our new viewers that have joined us our plan to if we get issues with the with showing the trailer itself. So you ready? You ready, Bo? We'll do it again just to give everyone.
Go.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, normal service will resume shortly. There is no trailer to see here. Repeat, no trailer to see here. I need to get a scratch sound so I can turn it on.
Oh yeah,
as we go.
yeah, you do, yeah. And funny enough, that's my favourite song to listen to in the shower.
The one that we have on there.
Yeah, I don't know how you picked that.
Oh, yeah, that was off. Well, that we're not going to get pinged on copyright for that one either, which is good. it's fully licensed, which is always good to have that fully licensed on your channel. So, yeah. What do you use for sound? Do you use any sounds on your channel?
No. I mean, I think what separates Aussieverse from good channels like yourself. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. It's the editing. We could have the best the best people, the best panelists, the best this, the best that. But if you don't edit, which we don't do, I think it misses that level of professionalism. I think maybe. I mean, there's a little bit of an attractiveness to what we do when it comes to if we stuff up, well, it's all there. But
yeah.
I've got to admit, when I watch videos like yourself and Simple Simon, who else? I can't think of anyone else at the moment. But people that do edit, I do get jealous because I get told how easy it is, but I don't have the time.
I don't know if it's easy. Like it's taken a while. Like I'm lucky. I've worked in software for a long time,
right?
And so I understand Photoshop and I understand Premiere. It's dead easy for me to use it. But even it's been a bit of a steep learning curve for me.
Yeah,
and I'm still learning. There's stuff that I've seen other YouTubers do that I go, oh, I want to know how they do that. My thumbnail game has really, the last couple of months in particular, has really gone up.
Well, I'm very lucky in the thumbnail game because I've got Claudia, who's a graphic designer, and she makes all of our thumbnails. And the ones that I'm especially proud of, even if you don't watch Aussieverse, I implore you just to go look at the thumbnails in our haul video playlist because all of those I just think are brilliant, man. They're so good. We always try to make a funny play on words with the haul videos, and I'm so proud of those. I just love them. I've wanted to make a video of just all the haul thumbnails just to show them off because they go down the list and people don't see them, and it's a shame.
No, well, look, mate, I will. Yes, I think it's one of those where if you can do it, get onto editing. But it all depends on how you do your videos. Like I think yours is, it's expected that it's like a live show, right?
Yeah. I mean, the only ones who really pre-record these days are the FOCs that we do weekly, which comes out every Wednesday on Aussieverse.
Every Wednesday on Aussieverse. Aussieverse. What is it? Aussieverse.
For
life.
Fantastic Four life.
There you go. Yeah, Fantastic Four life.
Actually, it's really funny because Claudia knows how to edit and she knows how to do everything, but it's all about how much time we've got. And it's ironic that we had this conversation because just tonight we recorded our FOC and my internet went down and I paused it, right? So when my internet came back on, I expected to rejoin the stream with a paused video. And I was in the middle of a phone call as well at that time. And I go back and Sharif and Steve have just continued the video. And I've got this guy on the phone. I'm like, oh, my God. So after it, I've gone to Claudia and I've said, you have to edit 2 parts out. And she did. So I don't want people to think I'm a liar when they watch the FOC tomorrow.
Very good. Very good. I am going to quickly grab something. So I'm going to just go off view so that if you can keep our wonderful guests
can.
entertained,
I
we're
can.
15 minutes away, folks, from hopefully not another bait and switch. And we will get to see a trailer. And if we do, we will be very happy people.
We will.
Yeah, I'm going to try and find another book for you to show off.
Yep, go for
have
it.
you got anything else fantastic for you? What you wanted to show off or talk about?
I
Have you
can
got
show
any
off.
Omnis? Are there any?
I do. I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13 Fantastic Four Omnis.
Have you got the early issues? The
Yeah,
curvy
I got it
one?
all. Yeah.
Oh.
So we have. Hang on. You can only grab 2 at a time. You can go if you want while I do this. If you need to grab something.
Yeah, I'll grab something quick. If you can show the wonderful folks watching.
So we
look at
have
that.
Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 1. It is the original printing. You know that because you've got the big writing on the spine. Todd, the Doom Omni. I've got 14 Fantastic Four Omnis. Yes, I forgot about the Doom. We then have Fantastic Four Volume 2. So Volume 1 has 1 to 30 and annual number 1. We then have Fantastic Four Omnibus Volume 2, the new printing with the small writing, which means these do not match. That's fantastic. No, it's not. I hate it. That collects Fantastic Four 31 to 60 and annual 2 to 4. We then have the next 2 omnibuses. That is Fantastic Four Volume 3 with an Alex Ross cover. This collects Fantastic Four 61 to 93 and annual 5 and 7. We then have Fantastic Four Annual Volume number 4. And this collects 94 to 125 and Fantastic Four The Lost Adventure. After that, we then have Fantastic Four Volume number 5 that recently came out. This is 126 to 163. Giant Size Superstars number 1. Giant Size Fantastic Four 2 to 4, which means they retitled it after one issue. And the Avengers 127. Moving on, we go into the John Byrne era, and we have Volume 1 of the John Byrne era. Now, this is the first printing, which means it has the big writing. They then reprinted them. I didn't have Volume 2, so I got the reprint of Volume 2. And as you can see, it's a new spine, which means both John Byrnes don't work together. Isn't that fantastic? No, again, I hate it. Then we have Fantastic Four by Wade and Waringo Omnibus. And I won't bother grabbing the rest because you're back. But after them, we have the Miller run. We have the Jonathan Hickman run, which is my favorite. We then have the Matt Fraction run. We then have the Thing Omnibus. And as Todd reminded me, we also have the Book of Doom, which is the Doomnibus.
Wow. I'd like to look at that one. But don't get it out. If it's, no, don't. I'll show you this while you're doing that.
Okay.
Have a look at this. So this is, I talked about this recently. This is Rafael Lopez Espi, who did those posters and stickers, the Spanish artist. So
yeah.
Off eBay. Not off eBay, off Amazon. But what I wanted to show you, he's done some fantastic. These are some of the alternative sort of art. So Fantastic Four art that he did.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And then there's more. Look at those.
Yeah, that's beauty.
The way I love the way he realizes the Thing there.
It's quite not wide, but like the way that he's moved his limbs makes him look a lot bigger and larger.
Yeah. And then you've got these 2 panels, the Nihilus, and ever-loving Ben Grimm in the back, the Thing there as well.
The mobster?
Don't know what the mobster one is. That one, I think, Volume 1, number 40, and then you've got another Fantastic Four. But this is a decent look. This decent book in terms of the different characters. You get Captain America. That's a nice one of Captain America.
that's
These are all from early Spanish editions. Would highly recommend the book. And they're all massive size prints, right? So pretty good. So if you can hunt it down, look at that Hulk. Try and get it in the light.
That's a great Hulk. I love that.
Yeah. I'm trying to see. They don't have the posters though, sadly enough, that's a variant of the poster of Thor.
Yep.
But it's not the original poster.
Yeah.
The Thor ones are pretty good.
Yeah.
So, if you can get it, it's very expensive to get it shipped across, but I thought it was worth it. Interesting Cyclops there.
Yeah, that is
very bondagey.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there's anything else. Talking of Silver Surfer, how about that?
That looks like the same one from his first issue. The Omnibus. Hang on.
Yeah, it's a homage to the original Sal Buscema. So yeah, pretty good. He does a lot of those sort of recreation of these covers.
That one?
Yeah.
That one?
Let me bring it up. We are 8 minutes and 30 away. Yeah, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one. This one will make you laugh, actually. This one's funny. This one I found, when I saw this, I was laughing. Do you recognize that?
That would be Jack Russell, right?
Yep, that's Werewolf by Night.
But who's the other one?
That is Moon Knight.
What?
Moon Knight in a yellow and red outfit, but I don't know.
Where is? Wow. Okay.
It's actually a recreation of Werewolf by Night 33, which is the second appearance of Moon Knight. But
how weird is it that I went blank on Werewolf by Night, but I remembered Jack Russell?
The Spanish comics, for some reason, the coloring was all over the place. So that one's an interesting one, just purely for the color scheme. So this is, I won't say it because it's such a great time, but what a fantastic book. You get a lot of really good recreations of this. If you're into foreign variants and foreign comics, that's a good one to try and pick up.
Yeah,
because he was a legend in terms of creating that stuff. But yeah, this is the first of many. So they're going to do an Amazing Spider-Man #1 as well.
Yeah,
which features the Fantastic Four.
I think I'll be grabbing it, to be honest. I usually don't grab books. I've got very small amount of art books because I find they just sit on my wall and I don't do anything with them. Books that I don't read, things like that. But I think I'm going to be getting that Amazing Spider-Man panel by panel. I'd find that really, really interesting because I've just read that issue so many times. So to see it so up close, like the way you showed that Fantastic Four, I think I'll get a kick out of that.
Yeah, I didn't like it when I first got it because I was like, when I thought they did panel by panel, I thought they were going to have a panel per page and a bit of text, right?
Yeah.
But it's grown on me, this format of just a massive sort of double page spread of it works with certain ones, it doesn't work with others. Like that is cropped. It's like, come on, just give it the white space. It doesn't matter. So it sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't. I think that's the problem I have. Like that one works. This one works, right? Because you've got that panel and it's the main focus. But they don't do that with all of them. They'll sort of stretch it over 2 pages, and but it's great to have this as if you don't have a Fantastic Four #1, which many of us don't.
This is the Doom Omni.
Yes, I'll bring you up big again. Hang on.
So this went out of print rather quickly, and I didn't even know until like a few months ago. But people are chasing this, and on the secondhand market now, it's ridiculous price. So it'll no doubt get reprinted at some point. But on the spine, you've got the Book of Doom, Dr. Doom. Yeah. That is the cover there.
And what issues does it collect? Is it the Doom run from the recent Doom run, or is it like all classic stories?
Classic. So it's Fantastic Four number 5 to 6, 39 to 40, 246 to 247, 258 to 260, 350 and 352. Amazing Spider-Man 5, Marvel Superheroes number 20, Giant Size Supervillain Team Up 1 and 2, Supervillain Team Up 13 and 14, Champion 16, Amazing Spider-Man Annual 14, Uncanny X-Men 145 to 147, Iron Man 149 to 150, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars 10 to 12, Marvel graphic novel Emperor Doom, Marvel graphic novel Doctor Strange and Doctor Doom, which is great because that is Triumph and Torment, Fantastic Four 67 to 70 and 500, Fantastic Four Special number 1, Books of Doom by Brubaker 1 to 6, and material from Fantastic Four 236, 358, Fantastic Four Annual 2, Astonishing Tales 1 to 3, and 6 to 8, and Marvel Double Shot number 2. All of those covers. It's a big, big, thick book too. They'll reprint it, Todd. They will. You know, in the old days, man, I'd be saying, you know, buy it on the secondhand market because they're never going to reprint them. But they've been reprinting everything, man. The only things they're not going to be reprinting are the ones that they don't have a license for, like Solomon Kane, Conan. They're being done by Titan now anyway. Cole the Conqueror, maybe. I doubt they'd ever do that again. Or ones that people would just never buy, like maybe Power Pack or Kazar, things like that. But everyone loves Doom, man. So Doom, they'll definitely reprint that, I guarantee you. You want the first print. See, I don't care about that, man, to be honest. I really don't. If I've got a few omnibuses here that are not the first print. And as long as I can read them, as long as I get the cover that I want, even then I don't really care because all you see is the spine. It's very rare that I get an omnibus that I have to get a certain cover. There's been a few, but pretty rare.
Bo, so what's happened is, can you hear me now?
I can.
Oh, awesome. So my camera ran out, which is how I expected it. Overheated on this one, so I've managed now to set this one up. So at least I'm still up and running and can still see it.
2.5 minutes.
2.5 minutes away. So I will make... Let's see. Let's just bring the screen up. Hopefully that's not looking too bad.
No, you're looking good, mate.
That's all right. It's good. Let's see if we can share the screen and see what's happening. So we are 2 minutes away. Now, we may have to cut away from this, but yeah, there you go. Let's hope they just launch the trailer now and we don't have to sort of sit around waiting for more interviews and things like that because we've waited.
Well, I see Mark has just joined from Legion of Comics, so maybe just quickly show off that interruption screen one more time.
Let me just let's turn this one off then for the time being. Mark, welcome. Mark from Legion of Comics. There you go, sir. It's great to see you. Let's show you our test screen just in case. If it all goes to pot, this is what you get. I love that. Oh, what's the worst that can happen? They can't show the trailer for an hour. We end up sitting here talking about Fantastic Four and all types of comic stuff. So fantastic. We've been able to entertain everyone whilst we've been waiting.
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute. Let's see what happens. What should we do, bro? Should we? What I suggest we do is maybe mute our mics, let everyone see the reaction. If it comes on, so then we then.
Oh,
then
okay. So we'll watch it. We'll watch it like what on our phones?
No, we can watch it on the screens. I think we can watch it on the screens and then mute the mics.
Okay.
So then we don't get copyright striked, and then we can sort of come back and talk to everyone because I think everyone else will be on the screens watching it as well. So they'll either pile back in, and that way we don't get pinged, and we can talk about it. And then what I'm suggesting is that we quickly scrub through any areas or scenes.
Has it just gone back to an hour and 4 minutes?
You've got to be kidding.
Am I tripping?
No, they've just done that. Oh my God.
No way.
That is terrible. I think we are going to have to call it, mate.
Hang on, I'm just rewinding for a second.
Yep. This is not fantastic. Look at the comments. It's not April 1st. Oh, there we go. Looks like it is about to start.
Oh.
So we'll see what happens.
We're muting our mics.
We will, maybe not yet. We'll take the screen down and bring it back up if we need to. But yeah, the live stream is about to begin. So if you're not, we've got 14 people watching us now. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the show.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, no, it's not. They think they've started it. Yep. No, they haven't. They've gone back to a... Oh.
It's going to be starting. They've taken the countdown off. The live comments are gone.
Oh, yeah, they've got it on. They've got it on. Well, maybe we'll mute. Oh, no. Right. It's a live show. Yep. Oh, this is the worst thing. They're going to also be like a long talky bit. Oh, well, we'll see how this goes. We'll keep it on silent for now because I don't think you're not going to get the actual trailer for now, which is a shame.
This is crazy.
They should have just started this at the beginning.
They
should have started this at the beginning. This is the thing they should have done an hour ago, right? Which you could have lived with, right? And we could have talked. You could have talked through it, and you could have seen what was happening.
What does it say in the description? Broadcasting from the U.S. Space and Rocket Center in Huntsville, Alabama, the Future Foundation invites you to count down to the launch of the official trailer for Marvel Studios' The Fantastic Four. Watch Marvel on Disney. Man, when have they ever done this for a trailer for Marvel?
They haven't, and this is they haven't done this as mine from what I remember or what I've seen previously. So this is. I mean, I sort of knew that they would do this. Like, this makes sense, right? Like, you're going to amp it up. You're going to bring some guests on. You're going to get Kevin Feige to talk about it.
It's going to be the best goddamn.
But they should have started this an hour ago, right? Like, they've got the timing all wrong, and they've ended up like annoying a lot of people.
Surely we can put this on your screen.
I still think you get a copyright strike, right? Because it's their content. And to be honest, it's like, you probably, like most of us, like the same thing. We're really sort of sitting here watching. Who we got? The cast are coming in, which is great.
Stop giving me a history lesson and show me the trailer.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Play the trailer. Show it. Oh, God, I'm bored. Yapping. What is this? Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I anticipated this an hour ago, but not now. Like, this is just... It's great to see them for sure, but they should have just done this at the first hour instead of I can imagine certain. So here's the thing that I find. It'd be interesting to see what the chat thinks, right? It's because all these guys in the US, they've all woke up, right? And some of them have got up, particularly those on the West Coast, right? They've got up at 4 a.m. to sit down for an hour, right? And they've gone back to bed. Then they've come back now, and now they've got to sit through probably another half an hour at least.
Imagine the crazy bastards that are like, you tell your work, I'm going to have to be an hour late to work tomorrow because something's really important. And you stay at home just to watch the trailer, and then that count starts.
Yeah, it's I sort of get the promotion piece, but I just think that they've badly handled this in terms of timing, right? It's how much patience do they think we've got?
Yeah.
So, well, it's we'll soon see it, and I'm sure it'll be great. But yeah,
this has been enjoyable.
Oh no, it's been fun. I've enjoyed. I've certainly enjoyed chatting to you. I didn't think that hour would pass as quick as it did.
I know. I'm an entertaining guy. What can I say?
Scintillating conversation. It's been scintillating, and as I say, I think we've been very well. We've been very sort of calm in terms of like the adversity of like adding an extra hour to our lack of sleep.
Yeah, I never show my real anger that I possess every day in life on YouTube.
All right, who have we got? Second best Bob's in the house. Hi, second best Bob. How you going? This is good to see you. I think Todd is not very happy with this waiting around.
No, he's pretty pissed. He just sent me a message saying this is nuts.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. What else have we got? Yeah, I think it's
Wow, is that Susan Storm?
So that's Sue Storm. Yeah. So Vanessa Kirby is, looks very Sue Storm, right? It's what you would like Sue Storm should look like, right? She's blonde hair, tall. But the question is like I seem to remember in the comic book she's shorter than like Reed. This is the other reason I've got to, I love Pedro, but it's like, is he the right choice? Like Reed is tall in the books.
Yeah,
right?
You're right.
So it'll be interesting to see how that. But I think the chemistry looks good. So from all the stuff that I've seen and the way they react together, the chemistry feels like it's worked well. They clearly did good screen tests in terms of getting them all together, because they do almost seem like, I know they're sort of actors, but ultimately you get a sense that there's this sort of camaraderie, and it feels because they're supposed to be the first family. So, makes sense. So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, I'm fascinated.
Sorry,
I'm fascinated to see how they treat Ebon in terms of how they do the transformation. And his eyes are quite striking, so it'll be interesting to see how that plays out.
I want to see how they're going to do the Human Torch, because it's really not something that you can do that many different variations of. It's pretty straightforward. It's a guy on fire, and we've seen it. And I wonder if it's just going to look the same, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, because, like I said, it's what else can you do? But I'm curious to see if they make it look any different.
I'd like to see it very much like they did it in the comics with the lines.
Oh yeah, with no face.
Yeah, where he's got a lot, like just the lines going down. No, he still has the face, right? But he has the lines,
more of a
sort of vertical lines that go through his body, which I thought that would be nice. Where he's almost like a toaster rack, right?
What was the original? Jim Hammond?
No, that's the Human Torch.
Yeah, the original Human Torch.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking more of like, because Johnny Storm's Human Torch also had those red lines too, right? But he had a face, whereas the original Human Torch didn't have a face, right?
Yeah,
is my recollection.
Yeah, no, you're right.
We'll see. I mean, as I say, it's a shame you can't bring a lot of this stuff up and share it, right? On screen. But it is interesting. Like, again, everyone's clamoring for the trailer itself, right?
How do you know the channel Emergency Awesome?
Yes.
So how does he get to have his whole trailer in his videos? And other people do it too. And you say it's been edited.
So it's about transformative content. So you have to basically take the trailer. You can't just play it, right? You have to actually make a commentary about like the Easter eggs and stuff. So a live trailer reaction needs to almost be, you'd have to like stop it, react to something, stop it. That's generally how you do it, right? And have a commentary about a fact or something, or have an opinion about how that goes, right? Because otherwise, if you monetize, you won't get access to the. It's just playing it safe, right?
Here we go.
Oh, they're doing it.
Yep.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we hopefully will now get the trailer, and we will go on mute, and we will then come back and we'll discuss it. All right, mate, you ready to watch? Let's give it a go. Oh, what did you think?
Okay. So what you need to do now is put that trailer on your screen, but don't play it. Just go by maybe not frame by frame, but I've got thoughts on certain parts.
I've got thoughts on certain parts. I do want to talk about the overall theme to start with, though,
Yeah.
because
I,
go on, you go, you go.
if anything, this has made me less less Pedro Pascal. It's making me think he's still not a good read after that.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just gonna mute that so we don't see it. I'm gonna bring this screen up, right? Because this is the let's talk about the elephant in the room first, because this is the most obvious one for me, right? Thoughts on Ben Grimm? Like, I like it.
I don't know what it is. There's just something different about him, isn't it? Like he's thinner, almost like in the head.
No, I think it's more. The problem I've got is it does look very CGI, right? But
Yeah,
it's quite true. It's actually how he should look. It's actually how he should look, right?
I think the voice throws me off as well because, like, there are certain voices in characters that they can't really change, and Ben Grimm's got a very unique voice, and this is not it. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just that it's something to get used to.
Yeah. I mean, the problem with voices in comic books, right, is you always envisage them the way you've envisaged them in your head, and it's never.
Yeah, but with Ben Grimm though, he's always been, whether it's a cartoon or other movies, it's always that sort of Bronx. I don't know if that's the right term. The Yancey Street, that sort of tone of voice.
Interesting from Brad. I think Tom Todd. Sorry. He's like, yeah, this is the same thing. The thing that I got from the trailer straight off was they've already established heroes. They already have had their powers, and they're going to tell the backstory in a flashback of some description. So they're already established, and they're already heroes, which is the interesting thing.
Yeah.
So at least you sort of get an origin story of sorts, but you get it in retrospect. It would appear, right? So I'm just going to quickly look. Herbie looks all right as well.
Yeah, Herbie looks good.
It's very I like the idea of Ben's a rock, and then she says Ben's always been a rock, which is, that's good. To your point on the Human Torch, it's the same old, right? How else do you do a fire?
Yeah.
Like, it's the same, right?
Yeah.
So that's what you'd expect. Let's see what else we've got.
I think we've worked out who John Malkovich is now.
Oh, really? You tell me.
Well, you told me the Red Ghost is in it.
Well, let's see if we can find John Malkovich in.
Because that's what he looked like.
So there's your Galactus.
Oh, I missed that. Okay, sweet.
So there he is in all his glory. So he's got his proper helmet head.
Yep,
which is good. So he's a real thing. So that's good. I'm going to just take this off for a sec. And I like the shot of all of them in the suits, but again, it's like, so they're clearly heroes already. Presented in Fantastivision, which again, I'm like, what's that all about? I'm just trying to find the
Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I like the music. I think that's one of the strengths. Oh, that's what I wanted to show you is this. This is probably I don't know what you think of this shot. And again, it's comic accurate. I just don't know if people are gonna slate it, right? Like, you know what I mean? It looks right.
Yeah.
It looks spot on. But it's whether it's too CGI. But I love the fact that they're really going for that sort of, as
ever-loving blue-eyed thing.
Yeah, exactly. Which is how I saw it playing out. But let's see. Let's see. Other thoughts that you had, mate? I'm going to try and find that screen of Malkovich.
Yep. Well, if you don't find it, he just had long hair and a long beard. Well, a beard. So to me, that's just a Red Ghost, even though the Red Ghost didn't have a beard. I'm thinking, like, who else could he be playing?
Don't know. It's so funny because there's very little information in the trailer. Like, if you're a normie watching it, what do you get out of this? Like,
I'm gonna watch it again, not the whole thing, but just
Yeah, I've got it running at the moment just to sort of see. In the light, the Ben Grimm character looks pretty, like, he's spot on, like spot on. So I think, I mean, that's the biggest challenge they're always going to have, right? It's just how that translates.
So yeah, the lighting and the room and everything, it's very 60s.
Yeah. Yeah. And that works. So
the Fantastic Four building looks good. I'm not sold on the costumes, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I don't mind the costumes because you can't really, like, they're quite sort of 60s comic accurate, like, you know.
Why is Ben in a full costume and not just underwear?
Well, because they can't do that, like, you know, that is a step too far. Well, then it's easier to. I found him. I found you, man. So he could be. Oh God, he's underground, so maybe
he's the Mole Man.
He might even be Mole Man.
Oh no!
Hang on, let's have a look. Yeah, there you go. He's underground. Maybe he's Mole Man.
Oh, yeah, but then wouldn't he? Unless they want you to keep guessing who he is, if that's the Mole Man, wouldn't you show him with his glasses?
Mate, the Mole Man design is pretty crazy. Like,
you're saying you're suggesting they'll do it without.
I'm not too bothered about it. I mean, Malkovich could be like, you know, he could play that role of, like, you know. So let's see. What we got?
I love this shot where
Legion, Mark at Legion Comics said, well, Thing and Herbie look good, so agreed. I do agree. They both look good in that. Rumors are that he would be Mole Man. Yeah, well, that aligns with what we're seeing. That one's good. It's clearly Gandalf.
I loved this shot of hang on.
Do you want to bring it up?
Well, I've just got it on my phone, but anyway, one sec. I can unfold my phone.
I can stop sharing
that shot of Johnny. Hang on.
Yeah.
There you go. Just Johnny in the sky.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just surprised at how, like, my favorite shot of the whole thing is that Galactus shot.
What about this? What about that shot? Is that them giving shit to the previous Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie?
I don't know. Like, yeah, maybe
the big cloud.
Maybe
that's what it looks like to me.
I'm just trying to find that one screen. Yeah, this one's a weird shot as well. I want to show you this one. Doesn't really tell you much, right? Like, that's the thing. It's not really like most trailers. You have like a little bit of a clue in terms of the story.
Yeah.
It's not grabbing. Like, it's not grabbing me straight away, right? So yeah, it's funny. Like that one. I mean, I like the suits. Like, I don't mind the suits at all. But
yeah, I'm not sold on them.
It's a little goofy, right? But then that's
I would put $100 down that when they go to the MCU, then that's not their costumes. It's going to be a lot more like Krasinski in his appearance as Reed Richards. You know.
Todd makes a good point. I'm surprised they just cut it and then didn't go back to the live room, because you'd want to, like, have a chat about it, right? It's like very strange.
That is strange.
So it's been a bit of a weird launch for them, right? Like, a bit of, like, it just, maybe it'll be interesting to see what the reaction is outside of, like, just us two.
Yeah.
But I'm not hating on it, but I'm equally like, could have done with a bit more. There's one scene that I want to show you as well that I did see that I thought was all right. There's just not enough action, right? It doesn't sort of tell us
anything that I don't like about it. I'm still hopeful that when I watch it, everything, it's just my opinion now. You know what I mean?
There you go. Like, I think that's interesting, right? What they're doing with her power set.
Yeah,
like, that looks good, and using the sort of wavelengths of light. That's interesting, right? Let's see. Oh, God knows. What's Mark saying? Mark says, Legion of Comics says, hope they don't come to the MCU, destroy the main MCU, and start a new timeline here with Marvel's first family, which is what Bo and I talked about at the beginning of the show, right? Like, is that what they're planning on doing? Because that's a tricky one, right? Like, they could reboot the whole thing, but this is not DC Comics, right? But yeah, I don't know. It's we haven't seen enough of it yet. I do like the look of Galactus. I actually think so. The disappointment for me is I think that the original teaser trailer that they did at D23 and San Diego Comic-Con, right? They were better. That was a better trailer. Like, if you can dig that out and find that was a much better trailer because you got, a bit more of a sense of the family. Whereas this is like just a bunch of disjointed scenes.
Yeah.
That I just don't. I can't get the narrative fix on it, right?
Yeah.
Like, the one thing I get is that Ben is, the only thing that I get from that trailer is that Ben Grimm used to look human and is now like a rock, and that's it. And it doesn't really tell a story, right? And it doesn't.
Yeah, but I think that's all done on purpose. I think they've only given us this trailer because it is coming out relatively soon. We need to get something. I wouldn't be surprised if in just 2 weeks, or when's the Super Bowl?
Oh, it's on the 9th. On the 9th.
So this Monday, is it?
Yeah, I think so. Oh no, the Sunday. Okay. It's on their Sunday. Yeah, it's on their Sunday, so it'll be our Monday morning.
Yeah, okay. Well, then maybe not. I thought it was a couple of weeks away, and I was going to say they'll have a new trailer in the Super Bowl that'll have a lot more.
Yeah, well, maybe.
But if it's only on Monday,
no,
maybe not.
I can't see them doing another. That's the one I wanted to see.
Why would they release a trailer a few days before the Super Bowl and not do it at the Super Bowl?
Because it's cheaper.
Well, yeah, but still.
I quite like this scene of Ben Grimm running. That was good.
Yeah.
Again, quite well realized. Like, I think I was nervous about this, so this is good that they've actually got him looking like that. That could have been a complete mess. But
he shouldn't be wearing a shirt, though. I'm sorry.
I don't know. Doesn't he? He does wear them.
When does Ben Grimm ever wear shirts unless he's going out with Alicia or some event or something?
Yeah. All right, mate. I think now we've seen it, and thank you all for being patient with us. For those of you that stuck with us from the very beginning, I want to thank you very much. Christina in particular, thank you for helping out and dropping the links as you always do. It's been much appreciated. Todd, I think you were there with us from the very beginning too. So yeah, thank you for your patience with our meandering tales of Fantastic Four and other Omnibus. It's been an absolute pleasure, albeit a long one because we weren't expecting to be here for an hour and a half. But yeah, we made it through, and hopefully you got something out of it and enjoyed the trailer. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the trailer. Stay tuned over the next week or so. I think there'll be a lot of discussion around this and what else comes, because I think they've got 2 slots at the Super Bowl, though. So I think they're going to do Captain America. Oh, who knows? They might do another. I wouldn't see them doing another Fantastic Four trailer, but maybe they will.
I don't see them doing a Captain America one, though, when that's just coming out next week.
Exactly. I think they've given up the ghost on that one. They've already spent enough money. I think they'll probably go hard on Thunderbolts. The question will be is what they do with the other slot, whether they do something else with Fantastic Four or go hard on Captain America: Brave New World.
Daredevil?
Could do Daredevil, I suppose so. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
So yes, they'll take that off the screen. Let's see who's else is in the chat, and then we'll close off the chat, and then we'll end the
Corbin
stream.
Hideout. I went crazy watching this. It was great.
Oh, really? That's a great reaction. So we'd love to hear what you thought. Leave a comment or put a note in the chat, because we're still like I wasn't crazy about it, but I wasn't sort of disappointed. I was just like, okay, let's see what they come up with next. What else have we got? What's Mark saying here? That's a good idea. Since
Reboot
the film was
universe.
announced, reboot the MCU. It's possible, right? And then Pedro as Reed didn't come off authentic. Hope their decent chemistry between the actors. Wasn't any in the trailer. It did feel very stiff. I agree. I think that's the point. It was very stilted. There was not a lot of narrative order or anything in there. Like, they didn't get an idea of any threat. You know what I mean? Just a whole bunch of scenes, which, you know, a good trailer should tell a story to get you hooked, right? So it's
well, I don't know. I think these days trailers give away too much. So I think the established property like Fantastic Four and non-comic people associate the Fantastic Four with okay movies. You want to keep them guessing.
Yeah. Well, let's see what the reaction is overnight. We'll wake up in the morning and see what everyone else has thought. Overall, I was thinking, look, they've realised it quite well in terms of the big challenge, obviously, which is the Thing, and the kudos to them for bringing Galactus in properly.
Yeah.
But yeah, need to see more. I think that's probably the feedback I've got.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you all so much for joining us this morning. Hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, please click on that subscribe button if you enjoyed the content, and ring that notification bell for future videos like this. My friend and colleague here, Omnibeau from Aussieverse, please also make sure you go over and check out the Aussieverse channel and subscribe to their wonderful content too. We've had a good time, albeit a little delayed in starting. But yeah, it's been fun. So maybe we'll do more of these if Marvel can keep to a time schedule. Maybe not. With that, take care of yourselves, everyone. Have a good night's sleep if you're in Australia, and have a great day if you're elsewhere. We will see you soon. Take care.